Hello everyone, we're heading back to Clash of Wills for another rank 1 run, this time to use a dark base team. So working around EX levels, this is what I put together. Up first, Curse of Immunity Melissa as main supporter. So gear wise, Treasured Ring, morale at the start, Peppermint Rod, morale per turn. The coat, full evade plus morale per turn. Materia for full provoke, so she's 100% draw attacks and full evasion. Mythica Materia, just some racial mitigation. Her own vision card, morale per turn. And then we have some LB fill rate and LB fill. So we have 12 crystals per turn and 300 fill rate boost with the full evasion and full provoke. Up next is Lilith. So Blizzard Orb to counter. Full evade herself. Chain Cap is on the card. So if you have to replace the card, the pink ribbon really doesn't do that much. It's got a little bit of resist on it for light and dark. Does have a chance to counter, which we're probably not going to actually have that counter proc. It's a real low chance. But with the challenges on, we got 140 light and 90 dark resist. And not much for killers. So 75 beast killer, 250 demon and human killer, 175 fury killer, 0 dragon killer. 300 limit damage. And then we have Emeralda, so she is the leader for the big leader skill. The mask, so that we can do mana at the start of the second phase. Peppermint Rod, morale per turn. Shining Guardian, just extra light resist to help her out. So she's got 50 light resist with the challenges on. In the base, we have 350 Beast, 250 Demon, 300 Human, 300 Dragon, Fairy, and limit damage. And then in the shift, just went pure damage, didn't care about resist or anything. 350 Beast, 300 Human, Demon, Dragon, Fairy, and limit damage. We have Ibarra, so in the base, the Empress Rod, morale at the start. So for the base, we have 300 Beast, 300 Demon, 250 Human, 300 Dragon, Fairy, and limit damage. And then her shift, just LB focus. 300 Beast, Demon, Human, Dragon, Fairy, and limit damage there. Up next, we have Ethne. So only EX1, so she's not really maxed out on stuff. EX2, definitely easy to gear. $300 Beast, 300 Demon, 300 Human, 225 Dragon, 300 Fairy Killer, and 300 limit damage. And then we have Lesperus for the Breaker, so just LB focus. 300 Beast, Demon, Human, 350 Dragon, 300 Fairy, 300 limit damage. Alright, let's jump in. So first boss is going to counter with dispels on physical attacks. So Lilith is going to just physical cover turn 1. Lesperus, we're going to Vengeance, Delirium, and Killing Ground. Ibarra, Wish, and both Demon and Human Killer. Melissa, so she had immunity, Chronic Flow, and Beast Killer on Ethne. Ethne, we're going to Darken View the party. Put up the field. Hope for stat buffs. And then Darkra, so we don't get dispelled. And Emeralda, we're just going to quad cast Shadowfinger, which is a magic attack, so she doesn't get dispelled either. So not doing light damage, the boss is pretty much just going to hit us with a gravity attack and counters, and that's all we got to worry about. Alright, Lesperus, Deep Incision, Dance of Hades, and Septimia. Melissa. She had immunity. And Beast and Dragon Killer on Ibarra. Only Beast Killer matters for this one, but we get morale. Lilith is going to Dark. Emeralda. So we're going to Ether Doubler. Double Shadowfinger, and I can do it alone. Ethne. We're going to Gloomy Black. We're going to do Devourer of Spirits. And double Darkra. And then for Ibarra, we're going to Anun and double Darkra. That way nobody gets dispelled yet. Alright, Melissa. She had immunity. Beast and Dragon Killer for Ethne. Now we're going to do a burst. We're going to use physical attacks, so we might get countered. It's random who gets the counters, if there's any at all. So Lilith does super. Base limit with Emeralda. Ibarra is going to do shifted limit. Ethne, we're going to Void Eruption, and Elesperus does super. So we're going to assume that somebody gets dispelled or dies, because if Lilith is the first to get dispelled, the other counters will kill other people. So let's see what happens. Not a perfect chain, but we still did good. So, looks like Elesperus was the only one to eat a counter, which is fine. So we're getting really low from gravity, so we'll actually toss out a heal. So Melissa's going to heal. Then we're going to Sheared. And Beast Killer on Ibarra. We're pretty much assuming everybody got dispelled or died. So Lilith is going to physical cover and double but dark to refill limit. Elesperus, we're just going to Septimia. Ibarra goes to the base. And triple but dark to refill limit. For Ethne, we're going to darken view the party. And triple Darkra. And Emeralda is just going to quad on Shadowfinger. They can chain a little bit. Alright, Melissa. She had immunity. Beast and Dragon Killer for Ethne. Lilith. We're going to Betrayal and Double Rapture. Emeralda. We're going to quad on Shadowfinger. Ibarra, Shifted Limit. Ethne does super, and Elesperus does regular limit. So, depending on who got dispelled or died, the boss may or may not die this turn. But seeing it was just Elesperus that got the dispel, we did manage to kill it. My turn chart does have an extra turn if the boss is still alive. Otherwise, we just skip that and move on to the second fight. Everything will line up with SLBs and everything on the turn shot, regardless of if we have to take the extra turn or not. At least with the EX1 Ethne. Alright, so the second one is going to counter with Dispel's magic attacks, which means Emerald is going to get dispelled So actually, Emeralda has to go first. We need to give mana to everybody so we can actually take some actions. And then Alespris, Vengeance, Delirium, and Killing Ground. Ibarra goes back to the base. So we're going to Wish, Demon Killer, and a Nun. Melissa, she had immunity, Chronic Flow. And then we're going to Dragon Killer on Ethne. Lilith, actually she can wait because Ethne is just going to fully buff here. So Ethne is going to Darken View the party. Refresh the field. Hope for stats, and Devour of Spirits for Fairy Killer. And then Lilith, we're going to Physical Cover and Double Rapture. Alright, Melissa. Shared immunity. And we're going to Dragon and Beast Killer for Lilith. Lilith. We're going to do Unstoppable for a better self boost. Betrayal and Rapture. Emeralda. So we're going to Ether Doubler. And triple Shadowfinger. Ethne is going to Void Eruption. We're going to chain that with Ibarra's base limits. And then Alespris is going to triple on Bolting. So Emeralda probably going to get dispelled. Yeah, it looks like it actually didn't dispel, but we're going to assume that she did. So essentially, assuming that she got dispelled, we're just going to use our attack and magic for morale to give her a magic buff. Melissa. She had immunity. And Beast and Dragon Killer for Ethne. Lilith. We're going to Betrayal and Double Rapture. Emeralda. Triple Shadowfinger. And I can do it alone, so we're assuming that she's getting dispelled again. For Ethne, we're going to Gloomy. And triple Luna Shield Demon. Alespris, Deep Incision. Dance of Hades, and Septimia. And then for Ibarra, we're going to shift. Double Cleave and Retribution. So we'll get them all chained up. Alright, so we're going to use Morale, Attack, and Magic again for Emeralda. Melissa. Shared Immunity. Beast and Dragon Killer on Lilith. So Lilith does super, Emeralda does base limit, Ibarra does shifted limit, Ethne, we're going to Void Eruption, and Alespris does super. So we get that chained up, and we should be able to kill this. Alright, there's the second one down. Now, for the last one, we have to deal with a negative 99% heal debuff. So that makes things slightly interesting. Alright, Alespris. We're going to Vengeance, Delirium, and Killing Ground. Ethne. We're going to Darken View the party. Refresh the field. Hope and Devourer of Spirits. Ibarra goes back to the base. And we're going to Wish, Demon, and Human Killer. Melissa. Shield Immunity. Chronic Flow. And Badark. Lilith. We're going to Physical Cover and Double Rapture. And then for Emeralda, we're going to Ether Doubler and triple on Shadowfinger. Let them chain. Kind of, well, boss has mitigation first 2 turns, so we can't really do damage. But Lilith does fully heal us, which is going to be required. Alright, first action is going to be Melissa. So we're going to use her super on herself once she's done auto-casting. And that's because we have to fully refill her limit in like 2 turns. Alright, so Ibarra. We're going to Annun and Double Flash. Alespris is going to Dance of Hades and Double Bolting. For Ethne, Gloomy Black. We'll do Double Determination to Destroy and Demon. Emeralda, just quad on Shadowfinger. And for Lilith, we'll do Omni Cover, Betrayal, and Rapture. So again, second turn, boss still has mitigation. We're chaining, but we're not really doing damage. Alright, Melissa. We're going to Abyssal, Parasol, and Shelga. Lilith. Physical Cover and Double Rapture. Emeralda. Just quad on Shadowfinger. Ibarra does base limits. Ethne is going to Void Eruption. And Alespris is going to triple bolting. Alright, so first thing we're going to do this turn is Enduring Will for 150 light buff. We're going to let Ibarra go first. So she's going to flash for Mirage, but Dark just in case Melissa's limit was not full. And then Magnus for her 150. So then Melissa with a full limit. We're going to Beast and Dragon Killer on Emeralda. And Hasten Recovery. Lilith is going to fully heal us. So we're going to Betrayal and Double Rapture. Emeralda. 150 Dark. Double Shadowfinger, and I can do it alone. For Ethne. Supremacy, Domination, Surge Plus. And then we can do Lunar Shield Fairy, give her some more mitigation. And then Alesperus, so Deep Incision, and then we're going to Blood Taint and Blood Trap. That also has the reduced healing, because the boss is going to try to 20% heal next turn. We're going to reduce it to a 10% heal. Alright, Melissa. We're going to Seconds on Ethne. Dragon and Beast Killer for Lilith. Lilith is going to do Super. Emeralda is going to do Shifted Limit. Ibarra does Shifted Limit. Ethne does Super, and Alesperus does Super. So we're going to hit Lilith first, and then Emeralda, and then the back three. Alright, Melissa. We're going to Shared Immunity, Hasten Recovery, and Shelga. For Ethne, Dark and Be the Party. Hope for Oblivion, Devourer of Spirits, and we can do Consumed by Darkness. Alesperus. We're going to do Sword Splitter. Vengeance. And Shield Splitter. Ibarra is going to Triple Cleave to refill limit. Emeralda. So fill limit, Hyper Mode, and Double Shadow Hand. And then Lilith. We're going to Physical Cover and Double Rapture. Alright, Melissa. We're going to Dark, Abyssal Blessing, and Shared Immunity. Lilith, Betrayal and Double Rapture. Emeralda, Dark Force times 4. Ethne, we're going to Void Eruption. That's going to chain with Ibarra's base limits. And Alesperus is going to triple on bolting. Alright, first thing this turn, we're going to Enduring Will for a 150 light buff. Melissa. We're going to Parasol. And Beast and Dragon Killer on Emeralda. So Lilith, we're going to Betrayal and Double Rapture. Emeralda is going to use Limits. For Ethne, Determination to Destroy, times 3, and a Demon. Alesperus, we're going to Shield Splitter and Double Bolting. And then Ibarra is going to shift. So we're going to double Cleave and Retribution. Alright, so Ethne's killers have worn off, essentially, at this point. So she no longer has the 250 to all. So Melissa's going to do all 3 killers to Ethne. And we should finish the boss this turn. So Lilith does super. Emeralda, we're going to quad on Shadowfinger. Mainly because Dark World has a lesser field on it, and I don't want to lose the 10%. So we'll just Shadowfinger instead. Ethne is going to Void Eruption. Alesperus does super. And Ibarra does Shift the Limit. So we'll start the front 2 to chain a little bit. And send everybody else. And there we go. So 1.19, that is a rank 1 run. So Ethne, even at EX1, did the most damage. Ibarra, nice amount. Her base limit does give her most of the killers at 250, which helps out a lot. Emeralda, not terrible either. So that is our Dark Rank 1 clear. We're going to end this video here. Hope everybody enjoyed.